Hey everyone, Trudeau put out an update, but it was an hour and a half long, so I cut it down to under 10 minutes for you. This channel posts videos about news and information to help Canadians live a more wealthy future. If you like that sort of stuff, you can subscribe down below.
19 cases, quick and accurate testing deployed with the right strategy has become more important than ever. That's why our government has been working around the clock with the provinces and territories to boost their testing capacity while at the same time securing the world's best rapid testing technology. These efforts are paying off. As Minister Anand announced, Canada recently secured up to 28.4 million rapid tests from Abbott. And on that front in particular, we're continuing to move forward. Shortly, the federal government will be sending these new rapid tests, Abbott PanBio and Abbott ID Now, to the provinces and territories. Both of these new testing technologies are quick and reliable, so we're getting them out to the front lines as soon as possible.
Will the federal government essentially say, this is where we want them, and why aren't you sharing more details about where these rapid tests will be used?
First of all, we've had rapid point-of-care testing in Canada since the spring. It has been deployed in remote communities and northern communities where the challenges around testing were quite significant in terms of distance. We continue to ensure that Health Canada moves forward on approving safe, reliable, and rapid testing technologies as they become available. And as we announced, we've secured over 28 million tests for use across this country in the coming times. Soon, more Canadian Red Cross support will be deployed to a number of long-term care facilities. Seniors must be safe and well cared for, and our government stands ready to help provincial counterparts in that work. This is a point I will continue to make with the premiers at our 20th First Ministers' meeting this coming Thursday. No Canadian wants to see their parents, their grandparents, their loved ones not well cared for in facilities across the country. I don't think there should be some regions of the country that offer better or worse protections to elders than others. I think that's why the time has come for a conversation between the federal government and the provinces on harmonizing and establishing norms for long-term care right across the country so that all Canadians can be reassured that wherever they live, we're going to take care of elders who deserve the very best from all of us. Yesterday, applications opened for the new Canada Recovery Benefit. The CRB provides $500 each week for up to 26 weeks for people who are self-employed or don't qualify for employment insurance. Since yesterday, over 240,000 applications have been received. If you need this help but haven't applied yet, go to CRA's My Account through canada.ca or call 1-800-959-2019 or 1-800-959-2041. The application process is simple. In fact, if you've used the CERB, you'll find it very similar. This crisis has been very difficult for businesses across the country. So we've strengthened major programs that we created that have been a lifeline for them. On Friday, we outlined the new Canada Emergency Rent Subsidy, an expanded Canada Emergency Business Account, and the extension of the wage subsidy. The new rent subsidy will provide support to businesses directly, not through landlords. And the CEBA includes an additional $10,000 forgivable loan for those who need it. We'll also work to help businesses that temporarily shut down because of local public health directions. The numbers are still rising. This is the time to double down on our efforts to stop the spread. Our loved ones, our vulnerable family members, our frontline workers, they're counting on us to do the right thing. So follow public health guidelines and wear a mask. Keep your distance and join the over 4.3 million Canadians who've already downloaded the free COVID Alert app. Together, we will get through this.
And our government announced an additional contribution of $100 million to Canadian food banks. This week, I invite everyone to take an action that will help someone in their community, whether it's giving to a local food bank or calling someone who may be isolated because of a second wave of COVID-19. There is a way for all of us to help one another.
182,839 cases of COVID-19 in Canada, including 9,627 deaths. Nationally, there are close to 19,000 active cases across the country. Labs across Canada have tested an average over 77,000 people daily over the past reporting week, with 2.4% testing positive. While there are reporting limitations over the long weekend, based on the information available, Ontario and Quebec continue to report the majority of cases. In addition, some of the smaller provinces, including Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and New Brunswick, reported notable increases in cases.
Hello, Mr. Trudeau. I would like to know what you think of having a special committee against corruption so that inquiries on the We Charity continue.
Entirely focused on the second wave of COVID-19. We are working to support Canadians, to support workers, to support families, to support small businesses as we get through this second wave. We will continue to stay focused on what we need to do to support Canadians facing a very difficult time right now. The Conservatives continue to want to focus on We Charity, so be it. But I appeared at committee myself months ago. We released thousands of pages of documents. We've been open and transparent on these questions. But if the Conservatives continue to want to focus on that, they certainly can. We will stay focused on Canadians while we let committees do their work independently. We all knew that under the previous Conservative government, there were massive cuts to science. There was marginalization of scientific voices. There was a putting aside of experts in an attempt to cut the budget, cut the deficit at all costs on the backs of Canadians. We made historic investments in science. We've worked to restore many of the cuts made to our institutions over 10 long years. We will continue to work with our scientists and our experts every step of the way. I'm pleased to be working with the Public Health Agency of Canada every single day to ensure we're doing everything necessary to keep Canadians safe during this pandemic, and we will continue to focus on doing what is necessary to support Canadians through this.
What is your government's plan to reframe that diplomatic relationship? Is it time to end formal diplomatic ties? What is your plan on a go-forward basis?
The world has changed significantly in the past 50 years, and China has changed significantly as well. It's now the second largest economy in the world and has a significant economic impact on countries around the world, including in Canada. We will continue to work with China for advancing Canadian interests and Canadian producers. At the same time, we will remain absolutely committed to working with our allies to ensure that China's approach of coercive diplomacy, its arbitrary detention of 2 Canadian citizens alongside other citizens of other countries around the world, is not viewed as a successful tactic by them. It has put a significant strain on Canada-China relations, and we will continue to highlight our concern for the Canadians detained, our concern for the protection of human rights in places like Hong Kong and Xinjiang province with the Uyghurs. We're going to continue to work with our fellow like-minded nations around the world to impress upon China that its approach to internal affairs and global affairs is not on a particularly productive path for itself or for all of us.
That was the slimmed down version of the update. What do you think? Leave it in the comments below. I post updates like this every single day, so hit the like button, notification bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you next time.